Hello, 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 beautiful soul. I thought I looks like I just lost contact. Anyway, I'm trying to let me just speak something very light since it's the 11th of a month and then it's a Sunday. It's not going to look serious, yeah. Let's talk about income generating assets. Now, as I've mentioned before, Uguti, there are so many things that are income generating assets, and definitely putting money in the bank it's not a way to generate income. It's not an investment like people are thinking. I've shared that in another video, so you can just go and check that one. Yeah, so namhlanje we're talking about the different income generating assets. Eyokuqala nje, more than anything else, you are an income generating asset. The greatest asset that you can ever invest in, it is yourself. And once you invest in yourself, and then you also go into the other aspects of you. For an example, there's things in your life that keep on repeating themselves. Instead of you ignoring and making as if these things they don't exist, you need to go and do your part of your healing. And the healing part really means, there's this thing that we all fall for, uchi, whatever that we are healing, it's something wrong, But what I want us to also know, at times it's not really something wrong. The thing is that what is wrong, it is what we perceive about that thing or about that aspect. It is what is wrong. Once we perceive these things in a certain way, and then we give it a set definition and a set definition of around a certain thing, then already that's what we need to heal, because now we've created an illusion, or we are living in a delusional space where we think things are either black or white. And that's not how it is. So hence you need to go and develop yourself, and so that you can become a different and a better income generating asset. I always tell people ukuthi shem sonke nje basiphila la, sonke akekho noyi-one. All of us sinalento ekuthiwa bipolar. All of us have got this thing called bipolar, and ngiyazi ukuthi nje mawuqala nje ukhuluma nga these things, people are like, what, mina ngi-right in actually wena locanga ukuthi right uwe kanye ugula kakhulu. The very minute you think ukuthi right, you must know ukuthi ugula kakhulu. Kunaloku ukugula kwakho that you are not even conscious of, and ucanga ukuthi right, because for the fact ukuthi ubona abanye abantu bengekho right means ukuthi there's something that is in you that you are not seeing, eyenza ukuthi wena ubone ukuthi labanye abantu abekho right. So meaning ukuthi naye lento lengekho right ikhona nakuwe. So okwakho ke is to go and establish ukuthi yini lento lengekho right kimi, and if nami nginayo lento lengiyibona kulabantu labana ingekho right, then what does that tell me about myself and those people? Because until you get into that space, you will keep on attracting the same things, same people, same patterns in the different context, in a different way, but until you recognize that aspect of yourself. So mina ngihlale ngisho nje ukuthi maqala nje umuntu ngithi umuntu nomuntu akaphuza iphilisi like, you must know how to treat your own bipolar. You must know nokuthi ku level bani, ukwazi nokubona abanye ukuthi okay lo ku level 2 and abantu ba ku level 2 basesi banjani, abanye they still in denial, abanye they very aggressive and stuff like that. Mina ngiku level bani, because egcineni soul of all of us, including the weather, including mother nature, is une bipolar, because the next minute kuyashisa, next minute imvuliyana, to show ukuthi nje siyazigulela sonke. So we are here to come and heal certain aspects of ourselves and through each other. So that is the number one asset ofana ukuthi invest kuyo, which is yourself. So mawukuthi you are one of those people abaloba time inanginamali, I could, if only I could get a coaching with Usman Bani, or hey, I can do this thing, and then inkinga ukuthi anginamali, yet you've got money to do other things. You must know what you are just deluding yourself. Where now are ready to meet yourself, you are not ready to meet the other aspect of yourself. Ungayenzi about money or anything else. So injalo. Now, the other income generating assets it's this model yethu abayibiza le stokvels. Guys, yes, we've got so much power, we don't even understand. We've got a tool so powerful, if angabe sisebenzisa yona generator more and more. How so? You know, I've been sharing, for an example, when I was talking about short-term insurance, we are feeding our fears. Actually, this model yethu yema-stokvels, especially angqale njengale yama-burials, yabona, yama-burial stokvel, because most of stokvels are a certain element. Ngifuna ukukhuluma ngama-stokvels lawa e-burial, where the money, just collect the money and put it in the bank, then wait for in case kuvele funeral. Those type of stokvels, actually, they could be using that money to generate more income for themselves. How? They can into their stokvel, they can incorporate into ukuthi wonke umuntu onemoto la in this stokvel sethu, then thina abhadale i-insurance yakhe through us, meaning ukuthi we already contributing money amongst ourselves. So akabhadale, asisonke thina sinemoto asibhadeleni i-insurance. Then what then happens ukuthi if anything happens to the car, and as ngishilo ukuthi day before yesterday, the other day, ukuthi so many things this is insured, they never happen. So what then actually means ukuthi tina sisi become our own insurers, ukuthi in a case of kuvela inkinga, imoto iba nenkinga, then sesiyahamba so ithatha imoto siswe endaweni so siswe kanje bayilungise and stuff like that. Then that way, that money they keep every day for insurance, it becomes an asset to us. It generates more money because now says create other products within our very same model. And guess what? It can be just to laba, nalaba kanjalo. That way, asiyazi ukuthi kunale mali ehleli for such eventualities. How many of you in your stokvel how long have you guys been together? How many of you have had car accidents? And then this I calculate how much are you each contributing towards that. So can you imagine if all that money is that you are contributing, consolidate and put them into other and then you can also do other things nithi le mali lesizoyenza lento lokuthi umuntu nomuntu imali contribution yami ekaNomasonto yami, as long as but if I do claim iya minus kanjalo sibone ukuthi si proportionate kanjani, then by the end of 5 years, for an example, we will have been far. So that's another thing. Income generating asset, it is this stokvel model that we are limiting ourselves just by thinking la kangaka mayo. That is another income generating asset. Nibaleke indaba ezifana into ezifana nanoku the very same stokvels, what you can do instead of putting money away in a bank, thatha imali yenu nithenge izinto ezifana neenkukhu, amaqanda, there's things ezithengiswayo that you are, even as members, we are consuming, and then you buy those things within the very same stokvel amongst each other. Seneza ini layer cartel that reforming that community, and you are generating more income to yourselves and to your group as well. So these are the different types of income generating assets that we could be using, or we should be using, even buying livestock, buying livestock, and then we make sure this money is coming instead of lento esiyenzayo ukuthi thina sikhiphe imali ukuthi sizothi end of the year samzothenga ama-grocery. I'm happy the other stokvels venturing into building properties and all of that, which is a very beautiful thing, which is a very, very beautiful thing and powerful thing. And but let's follow suit nathi thina lababanye, and even if we can start at the home front, at the family front, instead of us just be known to be making a party and making sure we are meeting and having fun, can we also have this element where we are doing this thing as a collective and see how far we can go as a unit, as a family, as a society. So that is all that I wanted to share namhlanje. Bengithi nje ngishare just a couple of ideas ekuthi are ways that we can generate income into our lives and make these things that are assets ezingakhiphi imali but ezizofaka imali. So I just wanted to share just those few, but remember the most important one is the self. So njengoba ngapha nikhala ukuthi how can we trust each good this thing will work. If you guys have been in existence for more than 5 years already, you shouldn't be having trust issues. You should be actually growing from where you are, because then that tells me, or it should tell you what you guys are trusting each other. Otherwise, you wouldn't be still together in 5 years and collecting money to put it in the bank. You should be now looking into how can you collect money and do other things and put everything else away, because then if kukuthi sisasaba, then find a coach and then pay for a session one Sunday, a Saturday, nithi 1 hour presentation where we just pay you and then you do a group session, and then so that we tackle this particular thing that we are having, then that way we are improving ourselves so that we can generate more and more income into our lives. Yabo? Yikho lokho bengizokushare namhlanje. Yikho lokho nje bengithi ngidlule nje ngithi nje how can you as an individual, and how can we as a collective, as families, come together and create more and more income generating assets. Ukuthengisa ama-ice, for example, kuyashisa manje. Uthengisa ama-ice, uyohamba uyothenga i-6 or maybe it's 40 rands ushukela, uthenga ushukela omncane and see with how much those plastic ama-ice is 10 rand, aphuma 200, and see ukuthi out of those 200 plastics nale into yama-ice nalo shukela, how much money can I make? Then umalapha ufaka ibhodi by selling ice, and see ukuthi want that give you, if bukhala ukuthi awunamali, usuzoba nemali airtime, usuzoba nemali yokuthi wena you buying data and listen to Nomasonto and everybody else. Usuzoba nemali to book a session instead of you complaining that you do not have the money. The other day I was in town and there's a guys that push my trolley. And then when I asked this guy, but how much do you make? Because in Timangbuza, but 10 rands, but 20 rands. So just a small distance back. And then I asked Gucci, but how much? And then this one guy was telling me, Gucci, at least you are making 200 rands a day. So then you multiply the 200 times 5 times a day, which is 1,000 rand. We should be 4,000 a month, tax free as a boy. What have we push when you're sitting there and complaining, I don't have money. Guys, it's not the money in Kinga, it is how we view how to make money and how we see ourselves. That is what the problem is. So that is it. I'm done. I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye.